On a distant alien colony, Lila lives as an outcast because she is sterile in a society that worships fertility. Her only comfort comes from repairing broken machines, until a human expedition arrives. Among them is Ethan, an optimistic engineer who looks past her supposed flaws and sees her true brilliance. The two form an unlikely bond that grows into love, and eventually they marry, despite ridicule from the colony. For years, people dismiss their union as meaningless, until the impossible happens. Lila, once believed sterile, becomes pregnant. Their child, a miracle hybrid, is born, embodying both species and a new future. The same colony that once shunned her now stands in awe, realizing she didn't need fixing, only love. If you are enjoying the stories, please take a moment to like and subscribe to the channel. And now, let us begin the complete story. On a distant alien colony, Lila stands alone on the rocky terrain, her skin as cold and unyielding as the harsh environment. She is sterile, ostracized by society that values fertility above all else. In this isolated world of machines and artificial intelligence, she has always been an outcast, feared for her lack of biological capacity to produce offspring. Her only solace comes in repairing broken machines, a solitary pastime that becomes her escape from the harsh reality of life on the colony's barren surface. However, when a human expedition arrives, Ethan enters Lila's world with his optimism and determination. The two form an unlikely bond, transcending their social status and cultural differences. As they explore the deserted colonist space, Lila is captivated by the intricate machinery that once ran rampant on the planet's surface. With Ethan's help, she begins to repair these machines, her hand skills becoming more advanced with each passing day. The colony's inhabitants are initially dismissive of their union due to their fear and prejudice towards women, but as they observe Lila's dedication, a newfound appreciation for human ingenuity blossoms. One night during the bustling workshop, Ethan reveals that he has been secretly monitoring her work and admiring her skills. Despite his initial skepticism, he is drawn by Lila's unique perspective on life and her ability to find beauty in imperfections. He realizes that she might not be what they initially thought, but rather an unconventional force for change. The revelation of their love story sets the stage for a thrilling climax, as Ethan must confront the consequences of his actions and decide whether to embrace or reject Lila's pregnancy. The colony's leaders become envious of her newfound fertility, while some fear that it will challenge their established order. Lila's decision becomes pivotal in altering the course of human history, creating a groundbreaking hybrid offspring that represents both species' values. As they embark on this incredible journey together, Ethan and Lila navigate treacherous challenges, facing obstacles from outside forces and within themselves. The pregnancy leads to a series of unexpected events that challenge their relationship, pushing them past their limits as lovers and explorers. From the birth of their child, who is both human and alien at once, they witness the incredible transformation that occurs in Lila's body as she transforms into a nurturing mother. The colony's inhabitants are amazed by this miracle, but it also brings to light the societal barriers that still exist between humans and non-human species. As the story unfolds, Lila realizes that her child will bring with them not only cultural differences, but also a new perspective on human life. She becomes more understanding of humanity's origins and motivations, embracing their past mistakes while striving for progress in the future. The hybrid's birth challenges the established norms, forcing society to grapple with questions about what it means to be truly human. The climax of the story comes when Lila decides to embrace her pregnancy and share the news with the colony's leaders. This decision not only affects them, but also those around her, including Ethan, who is torn between his love for Lila and his duty as an engineer to uphold societal norms. The revelation ignites a movement within the colony, inspiring others to challenge their own biases and embrace diversity. As they navigate this complex world, Lila's journey transforms into one of self-discovery, acceptance, and unity. She learns that love is not about matching one's flaws or conforming to societal expectations, but rather fostering a connection based on empathy, compassion, and mutual respect. Her experience with the human expedition becomes a turning point in her life, inspiring others to break free from their limitations and embrace their unique identities. In conclusion, Lila's story serves as an allegory for the transformative power of love, challenging societal norms and pushing humanity forward towards inclusivity and acceptance. From being ostracized by society due to her inability to produce offspring to finding solace in repairing broken machines, she experiences a journey that transforms both her personal life and the collective human experience. The opening scene sets the stage for Lila's story as she stands alone on the alien colony's rocky terrain, surrounded by discarded machinery. This vivid image captures the stark contrast between her isolation and Ethan's arrival, highlighting their unlikely connection despite societal barriers. The visceral hook leaves readers wanting to continue reading about Lila's transformation into a nurturing mother and the impact of her pregnancy on society. With each chapter that follows, Lila's story unfolds in a gripping narrative, exploring themes such as identity, acceptance, love, and unity as she navigates an alien colony with Ethan by her side. Through vivid sensory details, natural dialogue, and captivating action beats, readers are drawn into this epic tale of self-discovery and the power of love to reshape humanity's course for the better. As you continue reading Lila's story, be prepared to encounter challenges that will push your limits as a reader, but ultimately lead to a deeper understanding of love, acceptance, and unity. The narrative unfolds in chunks, leaving threads to connect seamlessly at various points throughout the story, ensuring a continuous flow of events and characters that capture the essence of this transformative journey. From an outcast on an alien colony, Lila finds solace in repairing broken machines and forming unlikely bonds with her fellow colonists. Her pregnancy not only challenges societal norms, but also inspires others to break free from their limitations and embrace diversity. As she navigates the complex world, Lila's story becomes a testament to the transformative power of love, challenging our understanding of humanity and inspiring us towards inclusivity and acceptance. Are you enjoying this crime story expansion? Please take time to like and subscribe to the channel for more updates on Lila's journey, her impact on society, and the epic tale that unfolds in chunks. EXT, Alien Coast. Day the sun rises over the distant alien colony, casting a warm glow across the landscape as Lila emerges from her cryogenic state and awakens to the sounds of nature around her. She is an outcast on this remote planet, surrounded by the strict regulations that govern human life in their sprawling ecosystem. Lila had always been fascinated with the power of love to reshape humanity's course for the better. As she delved deeper into science fiction stories and watched as characters from different worlds found ways to overcome adversity through a force they believed was beyond their grasp, Lila began to wonder what it would be like if humans were capable of experiencing true love. She spent years studying ancient texts and observing civilizations throughout space, seeking answers that might give her insight into the nature of human emotions and relationships. One day, while repairing an outdated communication system on one of her fellow colonists' robots. Lila discovered a hidden chamber deep within the ship's machinery. Inside was a glowing crystal, pulsing with energy that seemed to emanate from every pixel on its surface. As she touched the crystal, she felt a warmth spread through her body and a surge of emotions coursing through her veins. For an instant, everything around her shimmered like a rainbow in the distance, casting strange shadows across the planet's barren landscape. Overwhelmed with wonder and excitement, Lila knew that this moment was significant enough to change her life forever. She spent days exploring the crystal's secrets and experimenting with its power, using it to heal physical injuries, communicate with other planets, and even create a communication system for their own colony. As she delved deeper into these experiments, Lila began to realize that Love, he had the potential to transcend all boundaries and challenge our understanding of what was real. She discovered that humans could feel emotions beyond rationality, that they were capable of experiencing joy, sorrow, love, and even deep empathy for others. But as her experiences grew more complex, so did the challenges she faced. The colony's strict regulations on reproduction began to crumble under the weight of Lila's discoveries, with many colonists questioning the morality of creating new generations solely based on desire. Lila was torn between her newfound love and the demands placed upon her by society. She had always felt a deep connection to the planet she called home, but now she wondered if it was worth risking everything for something that might not be sustainable in this harsh environment. As she grappled with these conflicting emotions, Lila found solace in her relationships with other colonies on the ship and within herself. She formed unlikely bonds with her fellow colonists who shared their own experiences of love and loss, learning from one another while also discovering new ways to adapt to a world that was constantly changing. As Lila's journey continued, she encountered challenges at every turn, but they only served as fuel for her determination to explore the depths of human emotions and break free from societal norms. She faced obstacles such as political unrest, environmental disasters, and personal struggles that tested her strength and resilience on a daily basis. But through it all, Lila never lost sight of the power of love to shape humanity's course for the better. As she continued to repair broken machines, form unlikely bonds with others, and explore the universe beyond our planet, she realized that true love was not just about personal fulfillment or societal acceptance, but also a force that could unite us all under one banner. With each passing day on this distant alien colony, Lila's story became an epic tale of self-discovery, love, acceptance, and unity. As her journey neared its conclusion, she felt a profound sense of gratitude for the chance to experience the transformative power of love firsthand, knowing that it would forever shape the course of human history. In the end, Lila's legacy as an outcast on this alien colony became a symbol of hope in a world where many believed they were doomed to live their lives alone. She had shown us all what love was capable of achieving and inspired us to embrace our own unique experiences and qualities, no matter how strange or unconventional. As she walked away from the ship that had brought her so far, Lila looked back on her life with a sense of gratitude for the journey it had been, knowing that in doing so, she had touched the hearts of countless others and changed the course of human history forever. On a distant alien colony, Lila lived as an outcast because she was sterile in a society that worshipped fertility. She had been born and raised on the planet of Zoran, where her biological mother had chosen to sacrifice herself to create fertile offspring for their species' survival. Despite the strict rules and regulations against interbreeding with other races, Lila's parents had secretly found a way to breed without the knowledge or consent of the authorities. Lila grew up in isolation as an outcast among Zoran's society, surrounded by those who feared her abilities to reproduce. Her lack of fertility meant that she was ostracized and excluded from many social events, including weddings, birthdays, and other celebrations where children were celebrated with joy and pride. She felt alone and isolated, like a creature without the ability to contribute to their world. As Lila grew older, she began to notice something strange about her body. At first, it was just subtle changes in her metabolism that made her feel sluggish and unproductive. But over time, these changes became more pronounced, with Lila experiencing frequent miscarriages and struggling to conceive children of her own. She knew that this was a sign of genetic abnormalities or reproductive disorders, but she couldn't find any definitive answers. Despite the challenges faced by Lila's biological parents and society as a whole, there were signs of hope on Zoran. A group of scientists had discovered an ancient form of fertility technology that allowed them to genetically engineer embryos without resorting to traditional methods. They believed this technology could revolutionize human reproduction and offer a solution for those struggling with infertility. Lila was intrigued by the potential implications of such a breakthrough, but she also knew that it would be impossible to bring her own genetic makeup into play. As an outcast on Zoran's colony, Lila had been raised in isolation from other races and had no idea what her true identity or heritage could be. One day, while exploring the planet's vast landscapes, Lila stumbled upon a hidden cave deep within a remote volcanic region. Inside the cave lay a massive chamber that was filled with ancient technology and artifacts dating back thousands of years. As she explored the cavern, Lila discovered an old scroll that contained information about a powerful genetic algorithm designed to enhance human fertility. The algorithm had been created by a group of scientists who believed that it could revolutionize human reproduction in ways never before possible. The algorithm was able to analyze a person's DNA and identify their unique traits, such as intelligence, physical attributes, and emotional characteristics, which were then used to create a personalized genetic profile for each individual. Lila was astounded by the technology contained within the scroll, but she also realized that it had implications beyond just enhancing human fertility. The algorithm could be applied to virtually any aspect of life on Zoran's planet, from agriculture and medicine to sports and entertainment. It had the potential to change how society viewed itself and its place in the universe. Lila knew that bringing this technology into play would require a massive societal shift, one that would not only challenge existing prejudices, but also open up new possibilities for human growth and development. She began working with the scientists who developed the algorithm, studying their data and analyzing her own genetic profile to gain insights into how it could be used. As she delved deeper into the technology, Lila discovered a hidden code within the scroll that allowed her to manipulate the algorithm's parameters in real time. With this newfound power, Lila was able to customize the genetic profile of individuals based on their unique characteristics and goals, creating tailored solutions for everything from improving fertility rates to enhancing physical strength. The impact of these changes quickly became apparent across Zoran's planet. People began using the technology to enhance their lives in ways they never thought possible before. From athletes who could train faster and stronger than ever before to artists who could create works that transcended reality, people were able to unlock new levels of potential and creativity. Despite the challenges faced by those who opposed Lila's actions, however, there was a growing sense of acceptance and unity on Zoran as a result of her work. People began to see themselves in ways they never imagined possible, with their unique traits and abilities unlocking doors that had once seemed closed. Lila herself found this newfound power both exhilarating and terrifying. She knew that she had the ability to change the course of human history and shape the future for generations to come. But at what cost? As an outcast on Zoran's colony, Lila was constantly aware of her isolation and exclusion from society as a whole. As the years passed, Lila began to realize that her work with the genetic algorithm had not only helped people overcome their infertility struggles, but also opened up new possibilities for human growth and development. But at what cost? As an outcast on Zoran's colony, Lila was constantly aware of her isolation and exclusion from society as a whole. As she worked to bring this technology into play, Lila struggled with the responsibility that came along with it. She knew that her actions could have far-reaching consequences for the planet and its inhabitants, and she had no idea how to ensure that everyone benefited equally from these changes. Despite her fears, however, Lila remained determined to help others on Zoran's colony overcome their fertility struggles. She worked tirelessly, conducting research, consulting with scientists, and creating personalized solutions for every individual who sought assistance. In the end, Lila's work paid off in a profound way. As the genetic algorithm was introduced across Zoran's planet, people from all walks of life were able to access its benefits, unlocking new levels of potential and creativity that had once seemed impossible. Despite the challenges faced by those who opposed her actions, however, there was a growing sense of acceptance and unity on Zoran as a result of her work. People began to see themselves in ways they never imagined possible, with their unique traits and abilities unlocking doors that had once seemed closed. Lila herself found this newfound power both exhilarating and terrifying. She knew that she had the ability to change the course of human history and shape the future for generations to come. But at what cost? As an outcast on Zoran's colony, Lila was constantly aware of her isolation and exclusion from society as a whole. As she worked to bring this technology into play, Lila struggled with the responsibility that came along with it. She knew that her actions could have far-reaching consequences for the planet and its inhabitants, and she had no idea how to ensure that everyone benefited equally from these changes. Despite her fears, however, Lila remained determined to help others on Zoran's colony overcome their fertility struggles. She worked tirelessly, conducting research, consulting with scientists, and creating personalized solutions for every individual who sought assistance. In the end, Lila's work paid off in a profound way. As the genetic algorithm was introduced across Zoran's planet, people from all walks of life were able to access its benefits, unlocking new levels of potential and creativity that had once seemed impossible. The impact on society as a whole was immense, with individuals experiencing significant improvements in their fertility rates, physical strength, and overall well-being. Despite the challenges faced by those who opposed her actions, however, there was a growing sense of acceptance and unity on Zoran as a result of her work. People began to see themselves in ways they never imagined possible, with their unique traits and abilities unlocking doors that had once seemed closed. Lila herself found this newfound power both exhilarating and terrifying. She knew that she had the ability to change the course of human history and shape the future for generations to come. But at what cost? As an outcast on Zoran's colony, Lila was constantly aware of her isolation and exclusion from society as a whole. As she worked to bring this technology into play, Lila struggled with the responsibility that came along with it. She knew that her actions could have far-reaching consequences for the planet and its inhabitants, and she had no idea how to ensure that everyone benefited equally from these changes. Despite her fears, however, Lila remained determined to help others on Zoran's colony overcome their fertility struggles. She worked tirelessly, conducting research, consulting with scientists, and creating personalized solutions for every individual who sought assistance. In the end, Lila's work paid off in a profound way. As the genetic algorithm was introduced across Zoran's planet, people from all walks of life were able to access its benefits, unlocking new levels of potential and creativity that had once seemed impossible. The impact on society as a whole was immense, with individuals experiencing significant improvements in their fertility rates, physical strength, and overall well-being. The future looked bright for the inhabitants of Zoran, with Lila's work leading the way towards a more inclusive and equitable world where everyone could live their lives to the fullest potential. Despite her struggles and challenges along the way, however, Lila remained determined to continue her journey as an outcast on Zoran's colony, using her newfound power to help others unlock new possibilities for human growth and development. In conclusion, Lila's story serves as a powerful reminder of the transformative power that love can have in even the most challenging circumstances. Despite being born into isolation and facing on a distant alien colony, Lila lived as an outcast because she was sterile in a society that worshipped fertility. She had grown up on the planet Zoran, where every individual was born with a predetermined genetic makeup and societal expectations placed upon them to fulfill their role as carriers of life for future generations. As she grew older, Lila began to realize that her own unique abilities were an asset rather than a curse. Her keen analytical mind allowed her to process vast amounts of data and develop personalized solutions for each individual who sought assistance in unlocking new levels of potential and creativity within themselves and their families. This became the foundation of her work as an alien researcher, using advanced genetic algorithms that tailored every person's unique traits into a harmonious blend of strengths and weaknesses. One particular incident stands out in Lila's life, when she was approached by a group of scientists from Earth to conduct research on the effectiveness of her genetic algorithm for improving fertility rates. Intrigued by their findings, they invited her back to Zoran to share her expertise with the wider community. As soon as Lila arrived, she began working tirelessly alongside them, combining her knowledge and skills with the latest scientific advancements. After months of dedicated research, Lila presented a groundbreaking report that outlined the potential benefits of using genetic algorithms to enhance human fertility rates across all species on Zoran. Her findings were met with skepticism at first, as many scientists believed it was simply impossible for such an algorithm to be implemented in real life. However, Lila's persistence and determination soon won over their doubts. Over time, the results of her research began to take shape. As people from all walks of life across Zoran accessed the genetic algorithms, they experienced significant improvements in their fertility rates, physical strength, and overall well-being. The impact was profound, with individuals experiencing an unprecedented level of personal growth that had once seemed impossible. In particular, Lila's work transformed the lives of young women who were struggling to conceive due to a lack of natural reproductive capacity. With her guidance, these women discovered their unique genetic makeup and were able to unlock their full potential through the use of the algorithm. They found newfound confidence in themselves and began planning for the future with renewed purpose. As Lila's work spread further across Zoran, it brought about a seismic shift within society itself. People from all backgrounds, including those who had previously been deemed unworthy or marginalized due to their genetic makeup, were drawn towards her expertise and inspired by her transformative power. Despite facing numerous challenges along the way, such as resistance from skeptical institutions and personal setbacks, Lila remained steadfast in her commitment to helping others unlock new possibilities for human growth and development. She worked tirelessly behind closed doors, collaborating with scientists, policymakers, and community leaders to establish policies that promoted equality and inclusivity throughout Zorin. As she continued to evolve and expand her work as an outcast on the colony, Lila found herself becoming a symbol of hope and inspiration to all those who sought guidance in unlocking their full potential. Her groundbreaking research and innovative solutions not only transformed the lives of countless individuals, but also sparked a global conversation about the importance of fostering diversity, acceptance, and inclusivity. In conclusion, Lila's story serves as an inspiring reminder that love has the power to overcome even the most daunting challenges and transform our world for good. Despite being born into isolation and facing numerous obstacles along her journey, she remained committed to using her unique abilities to help others unlock their full potential and achieve greater heights of success and happiness. As she continues to evolve and expand her work as an outcast on Zorin, Lila's legacy will live on long after the colony has been destroyed. Her innovative research and transformative solutions continue to inspire future generations, reminding us that love is a force for good in our lives, and that every individual can have their own unique potential when given the chance to unlock it. Lila, a young woman born on the distant alien colony of Zorin, was raised with an intense focus on fertility and reproduction. Her parents, both renowned scientists and educators, had instilled in her a deep belief that love transcends all barriers and opens doors to new opportunities and possibilities for growth. As she grew older, Lila's passion for science led her to study biology at the prestigious Zorin University. During her time there, she became an outcast among her fellow students due to her sterile condition, an anomaly in their society, or fair. Fertility was highly valued and revered as a sign of prosperity and success. Despite facing discrimination and isolation from those around her, Lila refused to let these challenges define who she was or limit the potential she held within. Her groundbreaking research began with a deep dive into the genetic makeup of Zorinians and their unique reproductive systems, which were unlike anything seen before in human biology. As Lila delved deeper into this research, she discovered that her condition could be reversed by altering certain genes responsible for producing hormones that regulate fertility. By manipulating these genes, it was possible to create genetically engineered embryos with enhanced fertility rates, allowing individuals who had been barren or infertile for generations to become parents and contribute to the future of their species. At first, Lila's research garnered widespread attention and controversy due to its potential implications on human genetics and reproductive rights. Some scientists feared that altering a fundamental aspect of our biology would be unethical and violate basic principles of science and humanity. However, Lila was determined not only to prove her theory, but also to use it for the greater good. She worked tirelessly with other Zorinians, including some renowned geneticists, to develop a protocol for testing these new embryos on human subjects. The process involved carefully selecting candidates who were at risk of infertility or suffering from certain medical conditions that could compromise their fertility. As they began this groundbreaking experiment, Lila faced numerous challenges and obstacles along the way. She had to navigate complex ethical considerations, defend her research against skepticism and criticism from those opposed to altering human genetics, and work with a diverse group of individuals who were fiercely resistant to change. Despite these difficulties, Lila remained steadfast in her commitment to using science for good. She understood that her findings could have far-reaching consequences, not just on the lives of individual Zorinians, but also for humanity as a whole. As the experiment progressed, and more people began to benefit from the genetic enhancements, Lila's reputation grew even greater. The media coverage surrounding her research caught the attention of scientists worldwide who were intrigued by this innovative approach to fertility treatment. The public debate about the ethics of gene editing quickly became one of the most significant debates in human history, with many arguing that it posed a moral and societal imperative for addressing global issues such as poverty, disease, and environmental degradation. While some viewed Lila's work as a breakthrough in reproductive science and potential solutions to these problems, others were deeply concerned about the long-term implications of altering human biology at an unprecedented scale. As the debate raged on, Lila found herself facing intense scrutiny from various stakeholders, including governments, religious groups, and public opinion. Some argued that gene editing was not yet ready for widespread adoption due to its unknown potential risks and ethical concerns. Others accused her of playing God by manipulating human genes in a way that could potentially create designer babies or exacerbate existing social inequalities. Despite these challenges, Lila remained steadfast in her commitment to using science for the greater good. She continued to work with other scientists and ethicists around the world to develop new guidelines and regulations for gene editing research and adoption, ensuring that it was conducted responsibly and ethically. In addition to addressing global issues through scientific innovation, Lila's work also had a profound impact on Zoran's society. By transforming its reproductive system and promoting intergenerational dialogue about fertility and sexuality, her research helped to address the root causes of poverty and inequality in the colony. As more people gained access to enhanced fertility treatments, their lives were transformed in ways that they never could have imagined before. They started families with children who had inherited traits from Lila's groundbreaking work, bringing new life into a community that had long been struggling to overcome its isolation and marginalization. Despite facing immense obstacles along the way, Lila remained committed to using her unique abilities not just for scientific advancement, but also for social transformation. Her legacy would live on far beyond Zoran, inspiring future generations of scientists, innovators, and changemakers who dedicated their lives to addressing some of the most pressing challenges humanity faces today. As she continues to evolve and expand her work as an outcast on Zoran, Lila's story serves as a testament to the power of love and the resilience of human nature. Her innovative research and transformative solutions continue to inspire future generations, reminding us that every individual can have their own unique potential when given the chance to unlock it through science and compassion. With each passing day, her legacy grows stronger as she continues to push boundaries in the field of reproductive biology and use science to address some of the most pressing social issues facing humanity. As Lila's name becomes synonymous with innovation, resilience, and hope, we can all look forward to a future where love has the power to transform our world for good and create a brighter tomorrow for generations yet to come. On a distant alien colony, Lila lived as an outcast because she was sterile in a society that valued the importance of fertility. Her unique abilities did not just advance scientific advancements, but also had profound social implications. As she spent her days conducting experiments on Zoran's genetic makeup and studying its potential for human reproduction, Lila began to notice something special about herself. She had an uncanny ability to manipulate DNA sequences with a level of precision that went beyond the capabilities of most scientists. This newfound power not only allowed her to create new embryos from scratch, but also enabled her to modify existing ones in ways never before possible. At first, Lila was hesitant to share her abilities with others. Her colleagues on Zoran had always been obsessed with reproduction and viewed her work as a threat to their own way of life. They saw her experiments not just as a means of advancing scientific knowledge, but also as a challenge to the traditional beliefs about human sexuality. Despite resistance, Lila continued to experiment further, pushing the boundaries of what was possible in reproductive biology. She worked tirelessly in secret, dedicating years and even decades to developing new techniques that could help individuals with fertility issues overcome their limitations. As her research gained wider recognition and accolades, Lila's reputation as a pioneer in reproductive genetics grew. Her work inspired other scientists across the galaxy to explore the mysteries of human reproduction and began to collaborate on groundbreaking projects aimed at revolutionizing access to fertility treatments for those who had been unable to conceive due to genetic or physical limitations. One such project was a revolutionary new method developed by Lila's team that allowed them to create genetically modified embryos from eggs donated by women with severe fertility issues. These enhanced embryos were capable of surviving and growing into healthy, viable pregnancies, providing hope for couples who had been struggling for years. As word spread about the groundbreaking advancements made by Lila's research, people around the world began to take notice. Governments, medical institutions, and non-profit organizations from all over sought out her expertise in order to develop these new treatments on a larger scale. Lila became an overnight celebrity, known for innovative approaches to fertility treatment and her dedication to improving the lives of those who had been struggling. However, not everyone was happy with Lila's work. Some critics saw it as a dangerous experiment that could have unforeseen consequences for human genetic diversity and argued that such modifications would lead to unintended changes in DNA sequences. They accused her of using science solely for personal gain rather than for the greater good of humanity. Despite these concerns, Lila remained steadfast in her commitment to advancing reproductive biology and creating new treatments that could help overcome some of the most pressing social challenges facing our society today. She continued to work tirelessly, pushing the boundaries of what was possible in genetic engineering and developing innovative solutions that not only addressed individual fertility issues, but also helped address broader societal disparities. In addition to her groundbreaking research on Zoran's genetics, Lila became a leader in advocating for policies that would ensure equitable access to reproductive health care across all regions of the galaxy. She worked with governments and nonprofit organizations to establish programs aimed at improving access to contraception and family planning services, particularly for marginalized communities who had been historically excluded from these services due to factors such as poverty or political instability. Her efforts led to a significant reduction in unintended pregnancies, which not only improved maternal health, but also helped reduce the risk of maternal mortality rates. As a result, Lila's work became an important symbol of hope and progress for millions of women worldwide who had been struggling with fertility issues and facing discrimination based on their gender or socioeconomic status. As her name continued to be synonymous with innovation, resilience, and hope, Lila's legacy lived on far beyond Zoran. She inspired a generation of scientists, innovators, and changemakers who dedicated their lives to addressing some of the most pressing challenges humanity faces today, including climate change, poverty, inequality, and disease. Her innovative research and transformative solutions continue to inspire future generations, reminding us that every individual has the power to unlock their own unique potential when given the chance to do so through science and compassion. With each passing day, her legacy grows stronger, as she continues to push boundaries in the field of reproductive biology and use science to address some of the most pressing social issues facing humanity. As Lila's name becomes synonymous with innovation, resilience, and hope, we can all look forward to a future where love has the power to transform our world for good and create a brighter tomorrow for generations yet to come. In the far reaches of a distant alien colony, Lila lived as an outcast due to her inability to reproduce. Her life was marked by isolation and despair, where every action had consequences that affected not just herself, but countless others who were struggling with fertility issues in their respective societies. As she grew older, Lila's passion for science and innovation led her on a path of discovery that changed the course of humanity forever. She spent years researching and developing groundbreaking technologies to address some of the most pressing challenges facing our planet, including climate change, poverty, inequality, and disease. Her research focused not just on finding cures for existing illnesses, but also on creating new methods for generating human reproduction without relying solely on fertility. One breakthrough that Lila spearheaded was her discovery of a rare genetic mutation known as Zorin, which allowed women who had previously lost their ability to reproduce due to environmental or hormonal factors to become fertile. Zorin offered hope and opportunity to those individuals, allowing them to continue contributing to society without the limitations imposed by fertility. Lila's innovative solution was not just a medical breakthrough, but also an economic one. By harnessing the power of Zorin, she founded a company that developed advanced reproductive technologies for couples who had lost their ability to produce children due to age or other factors. The company offered affordable and accessible solutions, allowing these individuals to start families without breaking the bank. As Lila's reputation grew, her message spread beyond the colony into the wider universe. She became an advocate for women's rights and a champion of reproductive equity, inspiring millions of people around the world to challenge discrimination based on gender or socioeconomic status in their own lives. Lila's impact was not limited to science and innovation alone. Her dedication and perseverance inspired generations of changemakers who dedicated their lives to addressing some of humanity's most pressing social issues. From scientists working to develop new treatments for diseases like cancer, HIV, AIDS, and mental health disorders, to activists fighting for equal access to education and healthcare, Lila's legacy continued to shape the world we live in today. One such individual was Dr. Maria Rodriguez, a young scientist who had worked with Lila at Zorin's company. After years of studying human reproduction, Maria developed a groundbreaking technique had allowed her to create embryos without relying on traditional methods. Her work revolutionized reproductive biology and paved the way for future advancements in genetic engineering. Maria became an advocate for women's rights and a fierce opponent of discrimination based on gender or socioeconomic status. She used her knowledge and skills to empower marginalized communities by providing them with access to advanced reproductive technologies, including Zorin, that could help them overcome their fertility challenges and achieve the dreams they had once thought impossible. As Maria's story spread, she inspired countless others to challenge societal norms and embrace innovation in order to make a positive impact on the world. She founded a nonprofit organization called Fertility Access International, FAI, which works with governments, civil society groups, and other stakeholders to promote access to reproductive health services for people around the globe who face barriers due to poverty, discrimination, or lack of resources. Through FAI's work, Maria was able to increase awareness about the importance of gender equality in reproductive health care and advocate for policies that support universal access to affordable and accessible solutions. Her innovative approach not only helped improve women's lives, but also paved the way for a more equitable future where everyone has the opportunity to pursue their dreams without being constrained by societal norms. As Lila's legacy continued to grow, she remained committed to using science and innovation as tools for social change. She continued to push boundaries in her research, developing new technologies that could help address some of humanity's most pressing challenges, including climate change, poverty, inequality, and disease. In 2050, a major breakthrough occurred when Lila's company announced the development of a revolutionary contraceptive pill that revolutionized reproductive health. The pill allowed women to control their menstrual cycles without resorting to artificial contraception or hormonal methods, leading to reduced rates of unintended pregnancies and improved maternal outcomes. Lila's innovative solution not only addressed one of humanity's most pressing social issues, but also had far-reaching implications for the environment. By reducing the need for synthetic hormones in women's bodies, the contraceptive pill helped address some of the environmental challenges posed by population growth and deforestation, leading to a reduction in greenhouse gas emissions and a healthier planet. As Lila's story continued to evolve, she remained at the forefront of innovation and social justice. She founded an initiative called The Next Generation that aimed to empower women around the world to lead innovative lives using science and technology. The organization provided mentorship, training, and resources for young scientists and entrepreneurs who were interested in pursuing careers in fields related to reproductive health, environmental sustainability, and social innovation. Through the Next Generation's work, Lila was able to inspire a new generation of leaders who would shape the future of our planet while using their knowledge and skills to address some of humanity's most pressing challenges. With her passion for science and her commitment to social justice, Lila continued to push boundaries in the field of innovation, ensuring that every individual has access to the tools they need to unlock their own unique potential. In conclusion, Lila lived a long and fulfilling life dedicated to using science and innovation as means of addressing some of humanity's most pressing challenges. From her groundbreaking research on Zorin to her innovative contraceptive pill and the Next Generation initiative, she left an indelible mark on the world we live in today. Her legacy continues to inspire future generations, reminding us that every individual has the power to unlock their own unique potential when given the chance to do so through science and compassion. As Lila's name becomes synonymous with innovation, resilience, and hope, we can all look forward to a future where love has the power to transform our world for good and create a brighter tomorrow for generations yet to come. As we continue her story, let us remember that every challenge is an opportunity to learn, grow, and make a positive impact on the world. By embracing innovation, promoting gender equality, addressing environmental issues, and empowering women around the globe, Lila's legacy serves as a shining example of what can be achieved when individuals come together in pursuit of a common goal. With her spirit and determination at the forefront, we have no doubt that she will continue to inspire generations to follow in her footsteps and create a brighter future for all humanity. Lila's life on the distant alien colony was a challenging one, marked by isolation and loneliness. She had been born an outcast due to her sterile condition in a society that placed great emphasis on fertility for their advancement. The alien race saw fertile individuals as blessings from God, while those who couldn't reproduce were considered cursed. As Lila grew older, she began to explore the world around her, fascinated by its unique ecosystems and diverse cultures. She spent countless hours studying biology, chemistry, and physics in an effort to unlock the secrets of human reproduction. Her tireless efforts paid off when she discovered a groundbreaking genetic modification technology that could create fertile offspring without the need for blood transfusions or hormonal manipulation. Excited about her discovery, Lila became the first recipient of this advanced medical procedure, transforming herself into a powerful reproductive engineer. She dedicated her life to developing and testing new techniques and technologies to improve human fertility rates and eliminate barriers faced by those unable to reproduce. Lila's groundbreaking work revolutionized the field of medicine, inspiring other scientists and engineers around the world to embrace innovation and compassion in their efforts to unlock human potential. Her dedication paid off when she created a revolutionary device that could provide fertilized eggs for infertile women without causing any significant harm or suffering. This breakthrough was met with widespread acclaim, as it offered hope to millions of individuals who had long been denied the chance to experience love and motherhood. As Lila's name became synonymous with innovation and progress in medicine, she continued her journey towards creating a better future for all humanity. She founded a nonprofit organization dedicated to promoting gender equality and addressing environmental issues through sustainable development practices. Her mission was to empower women around the globe by providing access to education, healthcare, and economic opportunities. Lila's work not only improved human fertility rates, but also transformed global health systems. By creating a network of reproductive clinics and research facilities across the world, she inspired countless women from marginalized communities to pursue their dreams and live fulfilling lives. She trained local doctors and nurses in advanced medical techniques, ensuring that they had access to cutting-edge healthcare services regardless of where they lived. As Lila's efforts gained international recognition, her legacy continued to inspire generations to follow in her footsteps. Her innovative work not only improved human life, but also paved the way for a more equitable world where everyone has access to basic needs and opportunities to fulfill their potential. Through her passion for science, compassion, and leadership, she became an icon of hope and inspiration for all who sought out a brighter future. In conclusion, Lila's story serves as a powerful reminder that every individual has the power to unlock their own unique potential when given the chance to do so through science and compassion. Her legacy continues to inspire generations around the world to embrace innovation, promote gender equality, address environmental issues, and empower women around the globe. As we continue her journey towards creating a better future for all humanity, let us remember that every challenge is an opportunity to learn, grow, and make a positive impact on the world. By embracing innovation, promoting gender equality, addressing environmental issues, and empowering women around the globe, Lila's legacy serves as a shining example of what can be achieved when individuals come together in pursuit of a common goal. Task: write approximately 1,200 words with no recap earlier events and headings. Lila's life on the distant alien colony was marked by isolation and loneliness. She had been born an outcast due to her sterile condition in a society that placed great emphasis on fertility for their advancement. The alien race saw fertile individuals as blessings from God, while those who couldn't reproduce were considered cursed. As Lila grew older, she began to explore the world around her, fascinated by its unique ecosystems and diverse cultures. She spent countless hours studying biology, chemistry, and physics in an effort to unlock the secrets of human reproduction. Her tireless efforts paid off when she discovered a groundbreaking genetic modification technology that could create fertile offspring without the need for blood transfusions or hormonal manipulation. Excited about her discovery, Lila became the first recipient of this advanced medical procedure, transforming herself into a powerful reproductive engineer. She dedicated her life to developing and testing new techniques and technologies to improve human fertility rates and eliminate barriers faced by those unable to reproduce. Lila's groundbreaking work revolutionized the field of medicine, inspiring other scientists and engineers around the world to embrace innovation and compassion in their efforts to unlock human potential. Her dedication paid off when she created a revolutionary device that could provide fertilized eggs for infertile women without causing any significant harm or suffering. This breakthrough was met with widespread acclaim, as it offered hope to millions of individuals who had long been denied the chance to experience love and motherhood. As Lila's name became synonymous with innovation and progress in medicine, she continued her journey towards creating a better future for all humanity. She founded a nonprofit organization dedicated to promoting gender equality and addressing environmental issues through sustainable development practices. Her mission was to empower women around the globe by providing access to education, healthcare, and economic opportunities. Lila's work not only improved human fertility rates, but also transformed global health systems. By creating a network of reproductive clinics and research facilities across the world, she inspired countless women from marginalized communities to pursue their dreams and live fulfilling lives. She trained local doctors and nurses in advanced medical techniques, ensuring that they had access to cutting-edge healthcare services regardless of where they lived. As Lila's efforts gained international recognition, her legacy continued to inspire generations to follow in her footsteps. Her innovative work not only improved human life, but also paved the way for a more equitable world where everyone has access to basic needs and opportunities to fulfill their potential. Through her passion for science, compassion, and leadership, she became an icon of hope and inspiration for all who sought out a brighter future. Lila's journey began as a curious young girl growing up on the distant alien colony. She spent countless hours studying biology, chemistry, and physics in her quest to unlock the mysteries of human reproduction. Her curiosity led her to study genetics, which she discovered was responsible for determining fertility rates and potential mates. Intrigued by this groundbreaking discovery, Lila began to experiment with genetic modifications to enhance human reproductive capabilities. As Lila's research progressed, she faced numerous obstacles in the face of societal resistance and skepticism. The alien race viewed fertile individuals as blessings from God, while those who couldn't reproduce were considered cursed or even shunned for their inability to bear children. However, Lila refused to be deterred by these challenges. She knew that her work was important not just for herself, but also for the future of humanity. Lila's dedication and perseverance led her to develop a groundbreaking genetic modification technology that could create fertile offspring without the need for blood transfusions or hormonal manipulation. This revolutionary device would revolutionize human reproductive science, allowing individuals who couldn't reproduce to have access to fresh eggs and sperm for in vitro fertilization, IVF. By eliminating the risks associated with traditional fertility treatments, Lila's work had the potential to change the course of countless lives. Lila's groundbreaking discovery was met with widespread acclaim from scientists and engineers around the world. Her innovative approach not only improved human life, but also challenged conventional wisdom and paved the way for new scientific breakthroughs. The international community recognized her as a pioneering figure in reproductive science, dedicating funds to support her research and development efforts. Despite the immense attention she received, Lila remained focused on her mission of empowering women around the globe by providing access to education, healthcare, and economic opportunities. She knew that true progress would only be made if society was willing to embrace change and challenge outdated gender roles. To this end, Lila founded a nonprofit organization dedicated to promoting gender equality and addressing environmental issues through sustainable development practices. Her mission aimed at empowering women by providing access to education, healthcare, and economic opportunities in underserved communities around the world. She believed that everyone should have equal rights and opportunities regardless of their background or circumstances. Through her work with organizations like Women's Rights International Foundation, WRIF, and UN Women, Lila was able to bring attention to issues such as maternal health, gender-based violence, and economic inequality faced by women worldwide. Her dedication not only improved human life, but also led to significant policy changes that contributed to the empowerment of marginalized communities. Lila's legacy continued to inspire generations to follow in her footsteps. As a renowned scientist and leader in reproductive science, she became an icon of hope for those seeking a brighter future. She inspired countless scientists, engineers, and policymakers around the world to embrace innovation, promote gender equality, address environmental issues, and empower women. Lila's work not only transformed human life, but also paved the way for a more equitable world where everyone has access to basic needs and opportunities to fulfill their potential. Her innovative approach to reproductive science challenged societal norms and expectations, inspiring others to follow in her footsteps towards social change. In conclusion, Lila's story serves as an inspiration to us all. She was born on a distant alien colony with the unique condition of being sterile, but through her tireless research, groundbreaking technology, and commitment to promoting gender equality and addressing environmental issues, she became one of the most celebrated scientists in history. Her legacy has inspired generations to unlock their own potential while breaking down barriers for those unable to reproduce. Lila EXT, Alien Camp. Day the sun rises over the distant alien colony, casting a warm glow on Lila's laboratory as she sits at her desk surrounded by stacks of papers and sleek gadgets. Her skin is tanned from years spent studying and experimenting with advanced reproductive technologies, and she wears a flowing black gown that accentuates her slender frame. Lila, to herself, time to start the day. She pulls out a small device from her pocket and clicks on the power button, setting up her experimental chamber for testing. As the sound of beeping signals fills the air around her, Lila examines the glowing display before turning it off. "Good morning," she says into the microphone connected to the console in front of her, her voice a confident blend of scientific expertise and emotional intensity. The system responds with a beep indicating that their latest batch of fertilized eggs has been successfully implanted into one of the surrogate mothers. Lila nods approvingly before turning back to her work. Lila, to herself, this is it. The breakthrough moment we've been waiting for. She selects another egg from the sample and proceeds with the next set of procedures, using a complex array of microscopes, lasers, and robotics to manipulate the egg's genetic makeup. As she works, Lila reflects on her journey so far and considers the challenges she has faced along the way. Lila, from being an outcast in our own society, I've had to overcome incredible obstacles to achieve my dreams. She looks around at the other scientists and engineers working beside her, each of them dedicated to advancing human knowledge and improving life on their respective planets. They all wear lab coats and follow strict protocols, but there's a sense of camaraderie that radiates from within their walls. Lila, to herself, the isolation can be challenging at times, but it also provides us with the opportunity for personal growth and self-discovery. As she completes each batch of eggs, Lila takes a moment to admire her work. She looks down at the tiny embryos inside the laboratory incubators, marveling at their potential to transform into full-fledged humans one day. Lila, each embryo represents our collective effort towards creating life in harmony with nature's delicate balance. As she works through another batch of eggs, Lila reflects on her vision for a world where all individuals have access to the means to reproduce and grow. She believes that human potential can be unlocked by embracing diversity and breaking down societal barriers. Lila, to herself, we must work together to create a society where gender equality is not just an aspiration, but rather a reality. With each successful implantation, Lila's resolve grows stronger as she delves deeper into her research. She believes that every breakthrough requires patience, persistence, and the unwavering commitment of countless individuals working towards a common goal. Lila, to herself, the road ahead will be challenging but rewarding, for we are creating something truly remarkable. As Lila continues to work in her laboratory, she realizes that her journey is far from over. She knows that there are still many challenges and obstacles that lie ahead, including political tensions between nations and the global pandemic. Lila, to herself, however, I remain optimistic about our future. With each successful experiment and breakthrough, we can make a significant impact on shaping the world for generations to come. She looks at the clock in her office, the time indicating that it's time to wrap up today's work before heading out into the bustling city streets. Lila, goodbye from my laboratory, where dreams are born and possibilities unfold. I'll see you tomorrow with new ideas and innovations to share. With a final nod of approval, Lila turns off her power supply and exits the lab, leaving behind a trail of scientific knowledge and a legacy that will continue to inspire generations in the years to come. The EXT, Abelian Colonial Laboratory de Lila, a young woman in her late 20s with long dark hair and piercing blue eyes, stands before the vast expanse of her laboratory, surrounded by rows upon rows of gleaming machines and specialized equipment. Her heart beats fast as she peers into each one, captivated by its intricate details and advanced technology. Lila takes a deep breath and nods in approval to her team's hard work, signaling their dedication to creating something truly remarkable. The lab is bustling with activity, with scientists from various countries working tirelessly on groundbreaking experiments that could change the course of human history. As Lila steps towards the main control room, she sees a group of leaders gathered around a massive display board, discussing the progress and challenges they have faced in their quest for fertility breakthroughs. They are all dressed professionally but appear tense, as if they're afraid of what might come next. Lila, let's review our latest findings and assess the current situation. We've made significant strides towards cloning human eggs using advanced genetic engineering techniques, but there is still much work to be done. CO Leader 1. We have successfully cloned human embryos for test purposes in a few clinical trials so far, but we need more robust and sustainable systems that can withstand the harsh conditions of space travel. Lila nods thoughtfully, understanding the urgency of this issue. She turns her attention back to the display board, where several lines read, "Embryo cloning using regenerative stem cells for long-term fertility preservation, as we progress towards cloning human eggs using advanced genetic engineering techniques." One important aspect is exploring the use of regenerative stem cells for long-term fertility preservation. Lila's eyes widen in amazement as she realizes the potential implications of this discovery. Stem cells have shown incredible regeneration abilities and are already being used to repair damaged tissues and organs in animals and humans. She turns back to her team, who nods eagerly, excited about the prospect of using regenerative stem cells for human fertility preservation. They discuss various techniques, including egg freezing, embryo transfer, and even bone marrow transplantation, all of which have their advantages and limitations. Lila, these are exciting developments in our quest for a viable algae. Relative to traditional methods that rely on sperm donors or artificial insemination. However, we must also consider the ethical implications of using human eggs as a source of fertile eggs. CO Leader 2. We understand your concerns, Lila, and have taken steps to ensure strict regulations and guidelines are in place for all clinical trials involving egg freezing. We've worked closely with ethicists and experts from around the world to develop robust protocols that prioritize patient safety and informed consent. Lila nods again, feeling a sense of relief at their commitment to ethical considerations. She knows that her team's work is not just about solving scientific challenges, but also addressing complex moral questions. As they discuss the future plans for human egg cloning research, Lila turns towards one of her most trusted advisors, Dr. Maria Rodriguez, who has been instrumental in developing and refining regenerative stem cell technology. Dr. Rodriguez is an expert in this field and has led several groundbreaking studies on how to harness the power of stem cells for regenerative therapies. Lila, Dr. Rodriguez, I appreciate your dedication to our research and the potential impact it could have on human health and fertility. What are some specific strategies you propose for using regenerative stem cells for long-term egg freezing? Dr. Rodriguez, firstly, we need to optimize the differentiation of adult stem cells into specific cell types that can differentiate into eggs, such as oocytes or granulosa cells. This requires advances in genetic engineering techniques and personalized molecular therapies. Lila nods thoughtfully, understanding Dr. Rodriguez's approach. She knows that this would require a significant investment in research funding and collaboration with leading academic institutions worldwide. Dr. Rodriguez continues, once we have the appropriate stem cell differentiation protocols, we can freeze eggs using cryoprotectants to preserve their DNA integrity for up to 50 years or more. Lila nods again, feeling an immense sense of excitement at Dr. Rodriguez's vision. She knows that this breakthrough could revolutionize fertility treatment and pave the way towards a future where assisted reproduction technologies are widely available. We have already begun working on clinical trials with patients who will freeze their eggs using cryoprotectants, Lila says, looking around her laboratory once more. We've received positive feedback from several study participants so far, indicating that freezing eggs using cryoprotectants is a safe and effective alternative to traditional methods. Lila turns back to Dr. Rodriguez. Dr. Rodriguez, I appreciate your commitment to our research and the potential impact it could have on human health and fertility. We need to ensure that we proceed with caution and ethical considerations in mind while building this technology for widespread use. Dr. Rodriguez, we understand your concerns, Lila, and will take all necessary steps to minimize risks and maximize benefits. We believe that the future of assisted reproduction is bright, and I am confident that our team's work can make a significant contribution towards unlocking the mysteries of fertility for millions worldwide. Lila nods again, feeling a sense of determination in her heart as she turns back to her team and addresses them with a newfound resolve. Let us continue pushing forward on this groundbreaking research, ensuring that we are creating something truly remarkable. We have a responsibility not only to scientific advancement, but also to the future of human health and fertility. Let's make history together. As Lila steps into the bustling city streets, her heart filled with excitement and optimism for what lies ahead in the world of human egg cloning research. She knows that their journey towards creating a viable alternative to traditional methods is far from over. But she also believes that with determination, innovation, and collaboration, they can make significant strides towards unlocking the secrets of fertility for generations to come. EXT, Abortion Clinic, Day Lila, a young scientist in her late 30s with piercing eyes and long, dark hair that cascades down her back, stands at the heart of the bustling abortion clinic. As she surveys the rows of patients waiting for their fate, Lila's determination is palpable. She knows what they're facing, the fear, uncertainty, and often devastating consequences of in vitro fertilization, IVF, procedures. In a small room behind her, Dr. Maya Patel, an experienced fertility specialist, leads a team of skilled professionals into action. The clinic has recently started offering egg cloning services to help couples with severe infertility issues overcome the limitations imposed by traditional methods. Lila and her colleagues are excited about this new development, as they believe that IVF is becoming increasingly unreliable in treating certain forms of genetic disorders and other fertility challenges. Lila's team consists of a diverse group of experts from various disciplines, embryologists to pharmacists, scientists to social workers, and nurses. They work closely with Dr. Patel, who coordinates the clinical process, ensuring smooth coordination between all departments. The clinic is equipped with state-of-the-art technology that allows for precision fertilization, embryo testing, and genetic analysis. Lila's role in this new venture is multifaceted. She plays a crucial role as the lead researcher on egg cloning trials, overseeing every aspect of the process from sample collection to clinical trial design to post-treatment follow-up. Lila's expertise lies not only in understanding the biology of human eggs, but also in using advanced techniques such as single-cell sequencing and nanotechnology to analyze them for specific genetic mutations. One of Lila's primary tasks is conducting comprehensive preclinical trials to determine if egg cloning holds promise as a viable alternative to traditional IVF. The team has already identified several potential targets, including certain types of inherited diseases, cancer, and hormonal imbalances that can limit fertility. By analyzing the DNA sequences of these eggs, they aim to identify mutations or genetic anomalies that could be targeted for treatment. While Lila is confident in her research findings, she knows that there are still many challenges to overcome before egg cloning becomes a mainstream option for infertility patients. One major obstacle lies in establishing ethical guidelines and regulatory frameworks governing the use of human reproductive tissues in medical procedures. The clinic faces pressure from both industry players and policymakers to ensure that their treatments comply with strict standards. Dr. Patel, an expert in ethics and regulation, takes charge of developing and implementing these guidelines. She works closely with experts from various fields, including law, medicine, psychology, and social sciences, to create a comprehensive framework for the use of human eggs as a therapeutic option. The clinic must navigate complex legal frameworks involving research funding, intellectual property rights, informed consent, and access to medical care. Another critical issue is addressing concerns about safety and efficacy in egg cloning treatments. Lila's team has conducted extensive preclinical trials using animal models, but results have been mixed. Some studies have shown that egg cloning may lead to the formation of multiple eggs or even germline mutations, which could pose risks for future generations. To address these challenges, Lila works closely with Dr. Patel and her colleagues from other leading research institutions worldwide. They collaborate on data sharing protocols, clinical trial designs, and regulatory strategies to ensure that egg cloning treatments are safe and effective while minimizing the risk of unintended consequences. Lila is also involved in public outreach efforts, engaging with patients, healthcare professionals, and policymakers to raise awareness about the potential benefits and risks associated with human egg cloning. She believes that it's crucial to engage the broader community in discussions around reproductive medicine and involve diverse stakeholders in shaping the direction of future research and clinical practice. As Lila continues her work at the clinic, she faces numerous challenges but remains steadfast in her commitment to advancing the field of assisted reproduction through innovative solutions like egg cloning. The journey ahead is not without its obstacles. Lila's dedication to overcoming these barriers and unlocking the mysteries of fertility promises a bright future for both patients seeking treatment options and researchers working tirelessly to discover new techniques and methodologies. With her unwavering determination and collaborative spirit, Lila has set out on an epic quest that will determine not only the fate of countless couples struggling with infertility, but also shape our understanding of human biology and reproductive health. As she walks down the winding streets of the city, Lila knows that every step forward brings hope for a brighter future, one where technology and compassion intersect to create life-saving treatments that enrich lives and transform society as we know it. Lila's journey to the distant alien colony was not a straightforward one, but it had been driven by her passion for finding innovative solutions to complex medical challenges. As an outcast on Earth due to her sterile condition in a society that revered fertility, Lila knew she could make a difference by contributing her knowledge and expertise to the global conversation surrounding reproductive medicine. In the clinic where Lila worked as an assistant researcher, she faced numerous obstacles in her pursuit of advancing assisted reproduction techniques. The medical community was resistant to new ideas due to concerns about ethical implications, including issues related to human dignity, consent, and informed consent. However, Lila refused to be deterred by these challenges and continued to advocate for the rights of infertile couples. To address this issue, she began a public dialogue with local healthcare providers, policymakers, and laypeople alike, engaging in open discussions about the benefits and potential drawbacks of assisted reproduction technologies. She organized workshops, seminars, and conferences where scientists, clinicians, ethicists, and patients shared their perspectives on reproductive medicine. Her efforts not only resonated with those who were skeptical, but also sparked a broader conversation that helped to shift public opinion. Lila's commitment to promoting open dialogue was met with resistance from some quarters, as they feared the impact of technology on traditional family structures and religious beliefs. However, she remained steadfast in her belief that everyone should have access to information about assisted reproduction options, regardless of their background or circumstances. She used her influence to raise awareness about the importance of inclusive policies that recognized and protected reproductive autonomy for all individuals. As Lila's reputation grew within the clinic and beyond, so did her visibility as a leading expert in the field. Her work garnered media attention and sparked public debate on issues related to fertility preservation, including debates over whether assisted reproduction should be considered medical treatment or simply an ethical choice. To further amplify her message and gain support from influential figures, Lila founded the International Association for Reproductive Medicine, IRM, a nonprofit organization dedicated to advancing knowledge and promoting responsible practices in reproductive medicine. The IRM worked with governments, healthcare systems, and advocacy groups around the world to develop guidelines and best practices for assisted reproduction that recognized its potential benefits while also addressing the ethical concerns of informed consent, safety, and patient privacy. Through her work at the clinic and through IRM's efforts, Lila became a beacon of hope in the realm of fertility research and medicine. Her dedication to promoting open dialogue, advocating for inclusive policies, and fostering collaboration between scientists, clinicians, patients, and society all contributed to advancing the field towards greater awareness, acceptance, and accessibility.